good morning, Atlanta. Good morning, Southeast. Good morning, West Coast. Good morning, wherever you are. I don't see New York today either. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for opening up your calendar and moving things around to Zoom in and be at the Daily Huddle Zoom studio in Zoom, right? And then for those of you who join us on Facebook, so great to have you. Thank you for making this your home in the mornings. I'm so excited. My name is Giovanni Gonzalez. And today we have a phenomenal conversation to start the day. I was looking forward to this with a human being that I'm very fond of and who has made a difference to thousands and thousands of people's lives, particularly in the Southeast, but definitely the domino effect is across the globe. And I am a student of her love to transformation. So let's get it started. Rose, where are you, Rose?
Giovanni, I am right here, right where I am, right where I need to be at the Daily Huddle.
Wherever you are, you're right here. Thank you, Rose, for being here. Ronald, what time is it?
Hey, Giovanni, last time I checked, there's no numbers on my watch. It is now.
It's the only time available. When are you going to start your business? Right now. When are you going to say, I love you? Right now. When are you going to forgive somebody? Right now. When are you going to ask for forgiveness? Right now. It's the only time available anyway. Thank you, Ronald. It is my distinctive pleasure to introduce America's executive coach, the co-host of the Daily Huddle, and a friend and a mentor of mine for many years. Thank you for being in my life, Saurel. How are you, Saurel?
Giovanni, I am the way I say I am. And when I look at the little squares on Zoom, I see Deborah, I see Ronald, I see Rose, and I say I am blessed. Blessed to have you in my life as America's #1 transformational leadership coach, and blessed to have all of you in my life as the space where a human being who happens to have the name called Saurel Quettan gets to live the life he says he wants to live. I never take that for granted. And there's one thing I don't take for granted. It's that I have Sheila James in my life. I remember it was 2004. And I was a heckler back then. I'm still a heckler. And what that means is that I walked around as the smartest thing on the planet, and there was nothing Sheila could say that would ever be right or go unchallenged. And Sheila just had so much compassion. Sheila had space for everything that was nasty about me. Sheila had space for everything that was broken about me. Sheila also had space for everything that was great about me that I could never see at that time. And from 2004 to 2017, I lived the best years of my life. And Sheila, I lived those years under your tutelage. You taught me how to be straight. You taught me how to live with me, like every little thing about me that I knew was wrong, that I fought so hard to fix and change. You gave me the opportunity to live today with all of it just the way it is. So your power for transforming people lives right here where I am. I'm forever grateful, and I'm just so proud and so happy to continue to be in your space as someone who can be of service to you and of service to humanity. Wow. You caused that. So today you're treating this question that says, why is it so difficult? Start over.
Yeah.
And in the context of how Giovanni and myself prime the day every day, what time is it? It is now. Where am I? I am here. Who I am who I say I am. The question is almost moot, isn't it? In a space where you're present, maybe there isn't such a thing as starting over. And yet, that's today's question. And I'm so happy you're here to have this conversation with us. Sheila, I love you. Welcome.
Oh my God, Saurel, I love you so much. And I'm about to cry and mess up my makeup. And the ladies know we don't like to do that. But thank you for that loving, recreating who I am and what my life's for and what it's about introduction. That was just so generous, and just thank you so much. And it's been my privilege to be of service to you and anyone else that I've served that's on this call today or listening. So thank you, Saurel. I see you clapping, Ronald. So, Saurel, myself, and Giovanni, I'm going to share two things. I'm going to share about, why it's so difficult to start over. We're doing some work together. And as we are engaged in the work we're doing together, I shared with them how going from what I used to do, which is where I met Saurel, Giovanni, Rose, Maria Sangria, Ronald, I was a very high-powered, highly effective, trained in transformation person. And from the time I hit the pavement to go to work in the morning, and it wasn't even work, it was like an accountability. I accounted for my performance daily, hourly. I talked to leaders from all over the world, daily, hourly. The phone rang from 10 a.m., really at 9:30, we get to work. And at 9:30, the phone start ringing, even though we don't pick up until 10 o'clock at night. And most Tuesdays, we had 300 to 400 people in one building at one time that had to be managed and empowered for our events. And that was just one night. And we come in a little late the next day and start working again. So I was really used to that. I mean, I was just used to high stimulation, talking to leaders from all over the world, from Atlanta to New Zealand to Japan. I mean, like, loved what I was doing, loved causing leaders, developing people, producing performance outcome day in, day out. If you go an hour without producing results, okay, Sheila, stop the action. I mean, we dealt with whatever we had to deal with. So that was my life for 15 years. 15 years, and I loved it. There was nothing about it that I hated. I loved it. It was energizing and exciting. And February 17th, I completed and ended that job. And I had started my business slowly. I had gotten my LLC and a few other things were in place. And February 17th, when I stopped, 2020, we went what? Right into COVID. And I'm starting a business. And I'm an entrepreneur now. And I had no idea. I had no clue how difficult that transition would be. I'm used to people, phones ringing, Hey, Rose, how are you? Okay, what do you need? Somebody else, the complaints, all that kind of high energy to, if I don't call someone, nobody calls me back. If I don't get up in the morning, I just sleep till noon. If I don't generate something, guess what? I don't eat. My son doesn't eat. The bills don't get paid. So here I am, in this new world, thinking it's going to be so exciting when I stop doing all this work and do what I've always wanted to do and fulfill my dreams, doggone it. It's my turn. It's my time. So I looked up the word difficult. And I really want to grapple with this word, because a lot of us, particularly if you're an entrepreneur who's listening or looking to start a business, or you've started a business, we all get here. And difficult means it's hard to do. You know, it's a difficult climb. It's hard to deal with or manage, to overcome a situation. It needs much effort or skill to accomplish, to deal with, to understand. So just even beginning to understand what it is to be an entrepreneur, what it is to deal with clients outside of an already existing clientele. Like clients, you've got to manifest yourself, and people, you've got to create yourself. And so I would find myself some days with all kinds of emotions, like, wow, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Maybe I need that paycheck, you know? Or sometimes I was very excited. We find ourselves excited when it's difficult. Sometimes very afraid, very fearful, even scared, worried, alone. Sometimes it was upsetting. And then, you know, as you're grappling with that, and I really want you to get this, because in the times we're in now, no matter who sits in the White House, 48% of the jobs that have ended will not be coming back. 48% or more of the jobs that some of you have now left or you're furloughed from will not be coming back. So the time and the rightness of the entrepreneur, as we say, what time is it? Now? It's now more than it's ever been. So some of the things that I had to do was I needed to find a community. And thank God for Saurel and Giovanni. They had started the Daily Huddle. And I think I was like the 13th guest. And this is like a family. It's a community of people, of leaders, of listeners who are in a highly integritous conversation each and every day about something new that you can, or familiar, that you can put in your arsenal. So that was one of the first things, was the Daily Huddle. So again, I love the Daily Huddle here, because I got to get up and start to get disciplined around getting up, being dressed in front of a camera by 9 a.m. in the morning. So some of the things you got to do to overcome that is find new structures. You've got to create new structures. Left to your own devices, you know, you'll have a 3-hour lunch every day, a 2-hour nap, and then, oh, well, it's time to go to bed. Now my favorite movie, my favorite show's coming on Netflix. So, I mean, the day is gone. So it takes some discipline. It takes planning. It takes generating yourself. It takes creating a new community, people that support you. For some of you, most of us, many of us on this call are coaches. And here's what you should know. We have coaches. It's not left to our own devices. I have a coach, and I now have a health coach. I've been losing the same, 80 pounds for like 10 years. And it finally dawned on me, maybe you need a coach. So, you know, we have to go through that period, and it really is going through something. There are things you go through during those difficult times. And I will assert that you got to go through them, because the blessing is on the other side of through. But you got to go through it for that blessing, for lessons learned, to see what you need, to start to discover what works and what does not work. So inside that, you know, I have a few more minutes, and then we can have questions and engage in a conversation about this. You know, Saurel, myself, and Giovanni created, and I do mean we really created it, a one-day conversation for the entrepreneur called Maximizing You. See, I don't know about you, but I'm a big package, and I know Saurel is, and I know Giovanni is. I know Rosehampton is. Some people in this call I actually personally know. Ronald, Maria. But how do we maximize ourselves? How do we turn our skills and our experience and have our businesses be massively successful? I'm sorry, massively successful. How do we do that? See, we're already in the race car. And now I want to learn how to drive my car in a different circuit. So I've gone through really most of the difficult period, right through, as soon as we got COVID, they said, okay, you can't go out. I'm like, oh my God. But then I quickly adapted to virtual. And in the virtual world, there's been everything and then some, and got highly creative. So you do get through that difficult period. So when sharing with you about maximizing you, it's going to be a one-day workshop that we've put together. And I mean, we've put this together over the last 5 or 6 weeks. And what we're committed to as entrepreneurs is to empower your vision and expand our ability to create the kind of results we really want to create in our businesses. To create relationships, to develop. I don't know Deborah, but I want to know Deborah. I want to know the people listening on Facebook, and I want you to know us. We're some bad mamma jammas, but you know, we got to get the word out. So we want to create relationships that expand our business as we network and connect with growth-oriented leaders and partners. If you're listening to us this morning, you're a leader. If you're on the screen with us this morning, you're a leader and you're one of our partners. And we want to take our ideas and our mindset and our set of skills and have them explode over the next 10 years. So we have an event coming up December 5th, and it's called Maximizing You. You can find out more. You can register today at maximizingyou.com. And it really is for you. It's for us. It was really designed inside of what I know me personally was dealing with, and what we all deal with is we had to stop what we were doing, change, and start. And before I end, I will say this. One business, for example, that really made that transition powerfully was Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A got it down pat. They have the kids outside. You take your order in the line. You pay in the line. You don't have to wait. You drive up. They ask your name. Your order's ready. They got it down. They didn't lose a dime. They're probably making more money. That is the mindset of the entrepreneur. And this is the opportunity of maximizing you. So again, to wrap it up, you know, difficult is part of the path. It's your way through to the other side of what's possible and what your business is about. And this network can grow and grow and expand. And that's, you know, that's my conversation for today. That's my conversation.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, and what I'm hearing two questions, two like they're not new, but they're connected to the conversation we've been having for now 165 episodes, right? So there's a question called, how are things? And the answer that's connected to being present is, well, things are just the way they are.
Yes.
And I remember in creating Maximizing You, you have a segment where you're committed that entrepreneurs get intimately related to what's so in their business.
Yeah.
Right. So how is your business? Well, it is the way it is now. And the next question is, where do you want it to be? And in the context of the Daily Huddle, you'd say, well, it is where you say it is. And literally, people will get to create their own answers to those two questions during Maximizing You. And
Yeah.
I'm delighted that you've chosen to create that and play that game with us. So Maria Sangria has a question for you. Before that, Maria, Giovanni wants to make a comment. Go ahead, Gio.
All right. And thank you, Saurel. I really did get that. That was great. Gio.
Yeah, Saurel, thank you. I was going to say, as I was making my transition from working for corporate America in some degree and having my own business, you were pointing to something very, very real, and it still lives true for me, that it is painful emotionally to make the transition in so many ways, right? The pressures of paying the bills, also, and then also the emotional impact to being someone to being nobody. And then there is this reinvent yourself, because you got to go sell yourself. So like what I discovered was, you better become somebody for yourself.
Yes.
So that you got to go sell what you believe, who you are, your ideas. But nobody's believing you. In fact, most people will think that you don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Right? And so there's this emotional pain that one needs to go through to get to the other side. And you were pointing to, you can't do that alone.
Right.
It's just too damn difficult. You know, reading books is not going to do it. You can read the books of the best speakers of the world, the most transformational leaders, and it's not going to move what needs to move internally. You got to have a community. And you were pointing to that. So any other thoughts around that, Sheila, for you as you have been making the transition to be like
yeah, that was really great. And thanks for taking the time, both of you, to distinguish that out, what you said, Saurel, and what you said, Giovanni. I know for me, you're absolutely right. Things did not change for me until I reached out. So first, you guys reached out to me and didn't even know you were reaching out to me. And I was on the Daily Huddle. And I had been talking about doing a podcast, but somewhere after the Daily Huddle, I reached out to several people. They reached out to me, and I got my podcast started. And just like you've got now 135 Daily Huddle, I've done like 18 going on 20 podcasts. So you've got to reach out to people. And the other thing you've got to do, you've got to begin. Another part of the difficulty is being frustrated. So let me tell you something about the frustration. That's okay. That's part of it too, because you're not disciplined for it. Some people are more disciplined than others, but I really wasn't disciplined to work by myself. I was so used to being stimulated. It was almost like being on steroids every day. And it was very empowering. So when I had to do it by myself, it was really, really hard. It makes me almost cry, because people on this call wouldn't think that about me. They really wouldn't. Oh no, Sheila's got it all together. Oh no, I don't. It was hard. So I generated that relationship with the Daily Huddle. Then I started to reconnect with some other people. And then I'm an empowerment coach. So I had to keep reaching out. Oh, from there, I met Mark Ham. And I started putting myself on the virtual networking. And I didn't want to get up and be on virtual networking. I really do like to sleep in the mornings. I do. And when I kept reading entrepreneurs get up at 5 a.m., I said, well, that's one thing this entrepreneur won't be. But really, so I started networking. I met him through the Daily Huddle. And then I got my website done. But it was one day and one step at a time. It wasn't all overnight, particularly those of you listening on Facebook Live today. You've got to take one step or two steps or take 3 to 5 actions every day for however many days of the week you're going to work. If it's 7, great. If it's 6, great. I work 4 days a week, sometimes 5. But for those days, I take a certain amount of actions every day. And I keep surrounding and expanding my community of people and supporters. If I need something, I can call Saurel. I can call Giovanni any day or time. I can call Rose. And Rose, I'm going to start calling you more because I'm looking at you saying, I haven't been talking to Rose. And guys, there are people on this call. You can reach out to other people. So you've got to take new actions. You've got to expand and deepen your relationships. And you can't, let me just say this, and you can't have all people of like mind around you because they won't hold you to account. It's the people who have a different perspective or see it in a different way that's going to really call you forth. Did that answer your question? I'm not even sure, Giovanni. I'm just so excited to be here.
It's great, right? Because we're pointing to the transition to make that powerful transition.
Yes.
You know, you were pointing to something, and Maria, go ahead, and I'll say it later. Go ahead, Maria Sangria.
Okay, thank you. Sheila, it's so good to be with you, and you are my leadership guru. So really, thank you for all your many contributions, Sheila. And
Thank
as
you.
I heard you today say, we have to get through the difficult time to get to the other side, and what's on the other side is the blessing. And I find myself wanting to just go to the blessing without having to deal with the nitty gritty. So
Yeah.
really, yes, that does empower me, and it's like an awakening. So I want to say thank you so much for that. And really, the universe thanks you for who you are in the world. So thanks.
Thank you, Maria Sangria. And then you know what? Maximizing you. We want you and all the many people you know to participate in that. It's a nominal fee, but go to maximizingyou.com today if you're listening.
That's
All
the other
right,
thing.
great.
I guess what, Sheila? I already went. I can't find it. I went to maximizingyou.com.
It's
Then
not-
I put in
It's not maximizing you. Sorry, it is maximizing-you.com.
Oh,
that's why I couldn't find it. Okay, thank you, Giovanni, and thank you.
thank you, Giovanni. All right. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah,
Sheila,
go ahead, Saurel.
while we're looking for more, expecting more questions in the studio audience, I want to acknowledge Linda Chin and Peter Augustus, as well as Jane Bishop, who are watching you on Facebook. And I'll read a couple of their comments. Just
Okay, great.
the difference that you're making, right? Such enlightening and empowering conversation. Many entrepreneurs do not consider what mindset shift is required when moving from corporate to entrepreneurship. You are truly an inspiration. Blessings galore. Highly successful people invest in the process to achieve their desired outcome. So the world has heard you, Sheila.
Thank you. Thank you so
are
much.
Right now, the one transforming the Southeast.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, that's so moving. Oh, so full. Thank you so much. God bless. Really, thank you. It's my privilege.
Yeah.
It's just my honor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gio.
Yeah, I wanted to. There is something you said I can't quite let go as an opportunity to pin something that is so critical for somebody's journey to success.
Mm-hmm.
Which was, well, I'm going to say it the way my mentor, you know, like you said, everybody has a coach. Michael Jordan has a coach. Rafael Nadal has a coach. Roger Federer has a coach. Everybody has a coach. So I have a coach, right? And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say a few words, so I apologize before I say them. My coach says to me, Giovanni, I don't give a shit what you think. I don't give a shit about your mindset. I want to see your structure of the day. Your structure of the day will tell me an idea of what your results are going to be, not how great you think and what books you read. Because I used to be very good at being great at creating context and talking cool stuff.
Yes.
But fortunately, I had this coach that says, I don't want to hear about how cool you are. I want to hear what you're doing at 9 in the morning, what you're doing at 10 in the morning, what you're doing at 12, what you're doing at 2, at 4, at 5, at 6, and 8, at 10. If you're broke, don't tell me you're going to go to bed at 9. That's just bullshit. So, so I've been lucky to allow people like that in my life to stick around. I didn't dismiss them because they didn't speak the way I speak. So I've been very, very lucky to do that, a bit of that. And the other thing, Sheila, that I want to acknowledge something in the space of this is that as a result of you and, Saurel and all of these people, I met Landmark Worldwide. And as a result of meeting Landmark Worldwide, I got really curious about the founder, Werner Erhard, right? And I was willing to spend any resources available to me to be in a live course with him. So I eventually got a chance to be in a live course with him a few years ago. And I was asking him a question. And this is the question that never left me, what he told me, and I forgot the question, but what he told me was, in this context, Giovanni, nobody will teach you to be great. Nobody will teach you to be great. You have to find that out for yourself. Nobody will. And the other thing is, if you want transformation in your life without going through the pain that is necessary, you will never have it.
That's right.
So it was so great, and I'm maximizing
Yeah.
the opportunity for people to confront where they are now in a powerful way.
Yes.
And have a community, because it's not about the speaker, it's about the community that we will have there to network.
Yes.
To network, so that you can meet people like Sheila, you can meet people like Deborah, you can meet people and create a warrior community so that it penetrates who I have become my whole life, that refuses to create a structure that will have me win my games.
That's right.
I really suggest that everybody brings their entrepreneur friend to maximizing-u.com. Go ahead, Sheila. Sorry, I got to get away.
No, that was really great. But you brought up another point, and I know we're about to wrap it up here. But the whole thing about your schedule and what you're doing for the day. So if I could leave them with something powerfully, it really is your schedule. If it's not in existence meaning something that speaks to you, your calendar, your daily work, what you're going to accomplish. If it's not in existence, it doesn't exist. And the likelihood of anything happening is nil to none. So it's not a to-do list. It's your schedule, it's your calendar. What are you doing today at 9 a.m., at 10 a.m.? Now that's a whole nother world, performance and accomplishment. So that's a whole nother world we can do another time. We'll be definitely touching on that at what is it, maximizing-u.com. Yes. But it's like you got to get into it. You got to take actions every day. And there's nobody there, on your back. There's nobody coming. The cavalry ain't coming. It's you. So if I can, Saurel, I want to just close with this last quote.
Well, hang on one second, Sheila. Before you close, we'll let Ronald say something in 1 minute.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Saurel.
All right.
I'm sitting here. I'm taking two things. The world. There's so many coaches, but we can't get the world to accept the need of coaches. So I'm thinking right here at the Daily Huddle, we should create the World Coach Day. Like where we emphasize the fact that people need a coach in their lives. I am a product of a coach. I'm a mentee to so many people, and that's been my life from from very young age. I've been a mentee to so many people. So I'm saying that right here at the Daily Huddle, we should create a coaching, see if the world can accept the word coach and really create a World Coach Day, You know, I mean, I think you guys, I guess I'll support it. If the three of you take it on. I'm looking at Giovanni, Saurel, and the most honorable Sheila James. To go ahead and create World Coach Day.
We love it. Game on. That'll
That's
be
my
right
comment.
after maximizing.u. That's really great, Ronald.
All right, guys, I'll be there.
All right.
Good deal. Great. Thank you, Ronald. Well, Sheila, your quotation.
All right. My quote for the day, and really thank you for this opportunity today. And I have so many quotes, but here's what I want to leave you with today. Even the woodpecker owes his success to the fact that he uses his head and keeps pecking away until he finishes the job he starts. That's by Coleman Cox. So I want to leave you with peck away today, everybody. Thank you so much. God bless everybody who listened.
Back away. Lest you get to back. Put it on your calendar. Until Monday.
All right.